YouTube. Chesapeake Viper here. It has been a while, hasn't it? Life has really happened for me lately, so I found myself with very little time. Plenty of stress, little time. Good kicking while I'm down a few times. But checking in with you. Is it gonna Morgan Blackjack pot? I know you guys have seen this before. And this happens to be my vapor pipe. So, in it, one of my vapor pipes. So, a lot of personal things going on, kept me busy. Short little ramble. What happened to me this weekend? I was actually going to go up to see my parents for Mother's Day. Northeast PA. I was going to do a video out in the lake. Just chill. My parents wanted me to bring my Cobra up so we can go racing on Saturday. So I leave pretty early on Friday. I'm probably on the road by 10:30, I guess. I get into Pennsylvania. A decent ways up. I mean, I'm above York. And I feel a big like jolt power, like get. So I let off, hung out, got back in, I kept driving. I was like, alright, that's concerning. Say about 5 miles later. Bloop again. So I pull over to the next lane and coast it out, try to get back in it, give it a touch of gas, and it shuts off. So I pull over, open the hood. First thing I'm doing, because it was raining, check the oil, see if it's saturated with water, because it'll turn like a light foamy brown. No. So I get back in, crank it, nothing. What the hell? Take a minute to collect my thoughts. I need a minute. Because I'm not in a good place to be stopped. Next exit's a mile and 3/4 up the road. So I get the car to turn over, cranks, starts, I let it idle. Give it some gas. It's a little sluggish. But I wouldn't say it was really fighting to stay alive by any means. So I get going. I'm back up to 65, 70 miles an hour. And it just opened up the 3 lanes, no shoulder. And bloop, shuts off. Downshift to 4th, drop the clutch, jump start it. I get forward, probably gets me another 200 yards and shuts off again. So I put flashers on, put it in 3rd, drop the clutch, jump start it, get another couple 100 yards. Second, same thing, shuts off, put it in 2nd gear, dump the clutch, get maybe 100 yards and it's just dead. And at that point I'm not dropping the clutch in 1st gear on a highway. I don't think my rear differential will even take that kind of abuse. So here I am, damn near dead stopped, doing maybe 10 miles an hour. in a lane of travel, four ways on, raining, and heavy traffic. So, finally get to start, and I'm at the crest of a hill, so I'm just dead in water if I can't get this thing to do anything. Get it up over the hill, I get it dropping the clutch in first gear. I've got a stage 3 clutch. I'm not worried about burning that out. I'm literally going like this, and tires breaking loose, and they'll go like 30 feet, and it'll be clutch back in, drop it, get it to start. At this point, like I'd rather blow my differential out than die. So finally get it over the hill. There's a lane ends. I pull straight onto the shoulder. And I'm just sitting there, I was like, I'm an idiot. So I've got a cold air intake on this car. This car is not meant to be driven in anything but nice weather. Anyone who knows cars knows what I'm getting at. So basically my air filter got completely saturated with water. And I lost, engine's natural aspiration, the way the pistons come down, is a kind of like a vacuum. It sucks air in, and the valve closes, compresses, ignites, down, pushes it back out. Basically the filter was so wet it couldn't do that, and I lost the ability to run. So I'm sitting there, I call a friend, and his wife's got his SUV that can tow his dolly, so I sat on the road for 50 minutes before she even got home he hooked the dolly up, come get me, which is about 25 miles down the road. As I'm sitting there, apparently a tractor trailer did not realize the lane ended and he needed to merge out of the shoulder. And when he saw my car sitting with flashers on while I'm sitting in it, I literally thought I was going to find out if I was right or wrong about this whole afterlife thing. How my car didn't get douched by a tractor trailer, I have no idea. So at that point, I decided to abandon ship, walk down the road to an overpass, and sit in the rubble with a pipe. But it was too loud to do a video. Waited for my buddy to show up. He forgot that I told him how low my car sits. Say if I go over a speed bump, my X pipe scrapes pretty hard. So he didn't bring 2x4s, 2x6s, 2 of whatever to get this thing up on a damn ramp. I didn't have any space to load it on the way I'm supposed to. The rear wheel's up on the dolly, front's in the ground, lock the wheel. So we had to go around, find someplace that would let us dig through their scrap wood pile and get enough wood so I could at least get the thing close to being on there. And in turn, if anyone knows Mustangs, Cobra bumpers are specific to Cobras. Tore the one side right off the fender mount. So now I'm in the air if I want to fix that or replace the bumper. Even going down this decline, the car won't start. I'm not strong enough to push the car by myself up onto a tow dolly while having him watch to make sure I don't destroy anything. Well, it was a moot point because pretty much caught up everywhere. It messed my bumper up real bad. Well, I mean, it's salvageable, but not happy with it. So at this point, I'm so pissed off. I get it high enough, lock the e-brake, jimmy the bumper to the point where it looks like it's not going to do any more damage. So I have this idea where I grab chunks of rocks, chalk the back wheels, and I have him back the dolly against my car to push it on up. Well, it turns out he has the only dolly I've ever seen in the entire world where the front tires, if you've ever seen a car dolly, it's 2 tires, then a strip, 2 ramps. There's always a pivot point in the center, always. That way it turns when you move. Anyway, yay! Well, his, where the wheels get on and lock into place, pivots, but the frame doesn't. I didn't know this. So in turn, when he's pushing it, gets up, one tire hits first, jams the thing, and shakes my car and dents the door. About that big, right on the crease, right on one of the body lines of the door. This video's running long, but I'm so done with this story. So, finally get it on the dolly, tow it back to his house, where he's got wood and it comes off without scraping the bumper or doing any damage. If he would have just brought these damn tubas, I would have been fine. Spent about 4 hours, 5 hours working on this damn thing. Put new plugs in it, drain the oil. Oil looked fine, not even any metal shavings, really. Could have been dirt at the bottom because I used some random pan. But nothing significant. Didn't even glisten in the light, so. Put a camera down each cylinder to check the cylinder walls. They looked alright. In the process of taking one of the spark plug boots off, he has this infinite, in all of his infinite wisdom, take a set of right angle needle nose pliers to pull the plug boot off because it's got a boot about yay long. Yeah, about that long. Goes down through the cylinder head like a Hemi did back in, the whole Dodge Hemi days. Pretty much every engine's a Hemi now, so. He pulls on it, and it tears the fucking boot. So, shops around want $80 for some no-name spark plug wires. Not doing it. I had to silicone that, let it sit overnight. Put a heat gun on the air filter, let that sit overnight. Ran the camera down through the intake tube, see how wet it was. Really wasn't bad. No water even sitting on the mass airflow sensor. I thought for sure that was going to be shorted out. Then I sent it down to the intake manifold. And the way these things work, it's a bucket with runners that come up. So I had to get to the bottom and see. This really wasn't much in it, so I guess the filter was wet enough to lose the vacuum pressure of the engine. And thankfully, the motor is not shot. And I had plugs in it to run the 75 shot of nitrous. So I just replaced them with regular plugs that I'm not going to shoot nitrous on. Because I need it to run well to get home the next day. Took it for a ride the next morning. I really wasn't sure the car was going to make it home. But about a 100-mile trip home the next day, it made it. Thing runs like a champ again. What a pain. What a nightmare. That story is a good summary of from when I filmed my last video to this video of my whole life. Everything has fallen apart. One of the 2 major catastrophes that happened, I'm about out, so I'm going to wrap up here, was saw the doctors for the county that I work for. They decided that I will never be able to go back to work full duty again because of my shoulder injury that I sustained while at work. That one was a hard one to deal with. any other things a little too personal to be talking about on YouTube. So it's been a rough stretch for me. I'm sorry this video is so long. I haven't checked in with you in a while. This Elizabethan mixture is quite good. A little bit of tobacco talk. Not quite as hay-like or sweet as I particularly like. But a great smooth warmth that the Perique brings to it. Really nice. It's kind of got the hay afterwards, like a hot hay, if that makes any sense. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. And this Chris Morgan Blackjack pot is great. The width of the bowl is quite wide to compensate for how shallow it is. If you can see, it's really not that deep of a pipe, and it just smokes vapors so well. Pretty much any Virginia blend, but that's strictly a vapor pipe for me. So 16.5 minutes. Sorry it's so long, guys. It's been a while. And hey, if anyone knows where to get a copy of the new FDA tobacco laws online where I can actually read it, I know it's like 500 some pages, but there are certain things that I want to answer questions with by reading and interpreting the laws, because I'm one thing I kind of excel at. So I actually may go and be a court commissioner or a lawyer after this now. Thing is, I don't know if I want to stay in Maryland, so it wouldn't make any sense to take the bar here. It's a lot of money in college too. Anyways, 17 minutes. I'm gonna call it here, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.